Hello Year 9 and welcome to this PowerPoint presentation about creative iMedia, one of the subjects that you could potentially pick as part of your GCSE options. So let's tell you a little bit about the course. The first part of the course that you do, which is worth 25%, is the exam. This is a 75-minute paper-based exam and the student, you, will get 2 attempts at this exam. You'll have 1 attempt at the end of Year 10 and another attempt at the end of Year 11. If you achieve your target grade at the end of Year 10, there's no need for you to have another attempt in the summer unless you wish to have another go. The next 3 pieces of work you'll do are all coursework, which are all worth 25% as well. The first piece of coursework we'll work on is creating a vinyl cover using Adobe Photoshop. This is the compulsory unit everybody has to do. Then we continue working through the coursework, creating a website about a travel company using Adobe Dreamweaver, and then the final product that we create is a interactive PowerPoint about the local area, so we'll give information about Penistone, Barnsley and Sheffield. Going back to the exam, so the exam is questions based around a scenario, so that scenario is set out at the start and then all the way through the paper those questions are based on that scenario. It's a mixture of multiple choice, short and long answer questions with a 12 mark question at the end. Each exam is out of 60 marks and it will always be based on the knowledge that you've learned during the start of the course. All 3 pieces of coursework are broken down into exactly the same structure. So you'll always do a little bit of research, you'll always do some planning, you'll always do development, and then you'll always have to do finish it off with an evaluation. So the research might ask you to look into different products and how they relate to the media industry and how certain aspects of media are presented to engage with the audience. The planning is always the same, so you'll do a mind map, you'll do mood boards, you'll do work plans, you'll do visualization diagrams, you'll identify your assets and resources, as well as looking at legislations. The development is the actual making of the product, and an evaluation speaks for itself. It's the actual reviewing of what you've done and how it differs from what your planning is. So I mentioned back on the previous slide about planning, and here's a few examples of the planning that you will do as part of your coursework. So this is an example of a mood board. So this shows the content of the product, the color schemes, the text fonts they're going to use, some examples of the images that they may include. This is an example of a mind map, so you're expected to explore your idea. We also do visualization diagrams. This is a very detailed visualization diagram for a DVD cover. As you can see around the edges, there's annotation which explains the house style and actually what you would include in your product. So if I was your designer, I could take this visualization diagram and then go and make it just like you've done in years 7, 8 and 9 in school. You also will look at a client analysis, so you'll identify what your client wants. You'll also do an audience analysis, so you'll identify the expectations around what a specific target audience likes. You'll also develop work plans, look at assets, resources, and then finally do a little bit of research on legislations. So you're probably wondering how this course is assessed. Well, this is how we do it. In the exam, this is done in exam conditions and it's externally assessed, so this is not marked within school. However, during the 2 years, we will continually have practice assessments to support that knowledge development. We also within the department have a weekly 20-mark assessment, which we call interleaving, and this is all the way through up to the exams to retrieve that knowledge. So we'll spend from September to January of year 10 doing exam content, but we'll constantly be going over and over and over and stuff so that it gets ingrained in your head. This exam, like we said earlier, forms 25% of your final mark. Coursework is internally assessed, so that's marked by your teacher, but we also get it externally moderated just to check that we're doing it correctly. All work is submitted by Microsoft Teams and assessed by your teacher online, so you'll get comments on your work. All students aim for at least 40 out of 60 marks for each piece of coursework, so we're aiming for the top marks for every child, no matter their ability, and they'll have the support to get there. And like we said earlier, all coursework will make up the rest of it, so that's 75% of your final marks. So if you know you're not the best at the exams, but you're better with your coursework and your time management, maybe this is a course for you. The way we assess it is because it is classed as a BTEC, it is pass, merit, distinction and distinction style. So a pass, you would get a 4, which is the equivalent to a C. You'd have a merit, which is a 5.5, which is just below a 6, which is the old equivalent B. Distinction, which is a 7, which is an A, and then you've got a distinction star, which is your A star. So it is in line with those expectations of a GCSE, and don't be fooled the fact that it's a BTEC, it may be easier. A lot of work goes into this course. Just a breakdown of the year. So in year 10, during terms 1 and 2, we do some exam preparation. Then in terms 3 and 4, we start our first piece of coursework, and then the first attempt of the exam is in the June. In summer period, in year 11, same sort of process. So term 1 and 2, we'll do the web development piece of work. Terms 3 and 4, we'll do the multimedia product development, and then if needed, the second attempt of the exam will happen in the following June. Thank you for taking the time to listen to this PowerPoint and information about Creative iMedia. Like it says on the slide, if you have any more questions, please feel free to drop me an email or come and find me in school, and I'll happy to answer any questions you have. Take care.